Good morning, viewers. Just here interviewing Jeremy from his band. We're starting this interview featuring his spectacular dog called Oscar. And we're just finding out a little bit about Jeremy and his band. So, where'd you get the inspo for the name, brother?
Our drummer Alex has his family had an inside joke with a DVD from one of the Shrek movies, and you know when you get a DVD and you press it, you can play the movie or you can press special features. It has like all the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, so we kind of just got it off that. It was like an inside joke with his family, and yeah, that's how we got it. It was actually meant to be like a temporary name, but we just kind of stuck with it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And besides Sonic Youth, what are some of your influences?
Sonic Youth, there's this band called Miniskirt from Northern Rivers. They're pretty good, they're a big influence. And this other band called Tape Off, they're from Brisbane. Yeah, they're really good as well, I'd say. Yeah, probably those three bands I'd say are pretty influential for us. Actually, Courtney Barnett as well. Yeah, she's pretty good as well, we all really like her.
Yeah, she's pretty dope.
Yeah, she's pretty good, hey?
Yeah, I think I saw her song about an elevator.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too familiar with her discography, but each time I hear her music, I'm pretty amazed, I'd say.
Yeah. So can you tell us a bit about that band that you toured with?
Yeah, Placement.
Yeah.
So they are from Adelaide. And we met them. We played in Adelaide last year in November, and then they were just one of the other supporting bands. And then we just became mates with them. And we went on a tour with them this year. Well, at the start of this year. And they also played a gig with us up in Brisbane at the Bearded Lady before it closed down, which was cool. So they're a great band. They sound a lot like Sonic Youth. One of the guitarists, Alex, has like a whole collection of like rare Sonic Youth vinyls, which is pretty cool. But they love them, and they have a whole album out which came out recently. So pretty cool. You should go check them out if you get the chance.
Brilliant. So what inspires you as a songwriter or a musician, like when you're writing your songs?
I don't know, it's just fun. It's a good way to connect with people, I think. Yeah, I've met a lot of friends through music, so I guess I don't know, just like a good way to be part of a community, I feel, you know. It's like, it's good for your mental health as well, I think. And you just get out and about. I think you learn so much more about like where you're from through music as well. I know I definitely have. And I don't know. Brisbane is actually, I've found like Brisbane to be like really cool city just because of some of the bands that are here, you know. It's like we got a really cool scene. So I think that's like what inspires me, I guess. Yeah, just to be part of something like really cool. Yeah.
So where in Australia did you get your start with music?
Like whereabouts?
Yeah.
It depends really. Hey, we kind of just started jamming in high school, and it just all kicked off from there really. We just played in high school, and then it survived past us graduating, and we just kept playing. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of like independent bands or like a lot of like people in like the DIY scene. So I don't know. You kind of just find a few mates and start jamming, I guess. It's kind of been my experience with it, and I think a lot of people have had that same experience as well that I'm friends with. Kind of just a few mates coming together and then playing together, and once you play at one gig, you'll meet like two other bands there, and then another two bands at the next gig, and the next thing you know, you got like a whole community around you, which is cool. But I'd say that's where we kind of like, really starts like the foundation of our band, I guess.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for your band?
We are gonna try and record an album sometime next year. We're just like writing stuff right now, which is cool. And then we're trying to like go overseas next year as well to tour, which would be cool. Somewhere in the UK, I think there's this festival called Great Escape, which we want to play at. But we need some money, so we're trying to get a grant for it. But it's pretty a considerable amount of writing, which I'm not very good at, unfortunately. So we're lucky we have a manager who's helping us get a grant, which hopefully we get, and then try and get overseas and play a few shows next year and release an album. Hopefully, which would be a dream of mine. But yeah, I'd say that's our plan. That's like our big things we got planned next year for sure. Yeah.
Will you be comfortable putting it out there for people how much you need?
Pardon?
Would you be comfortable putting it out there for people how much you need?
Oh, how much we need? Oh, mate. Albums vary really. Like to record an album, like minimal amount, I'd say. If you want to, I mean, the way my experience of recording music, I'd say like if you want to really do it properly and like have it like the way you want it to sound and like be received, I'd say like at least 10 grand, I'd say. And then to get overseas, like, that's like, that'd be so much money. Like, I don't even know, to be honest. I have no idea how much touring costs overseas. So, yeah, I wouldn't know, to be honest, but I assume somewhere around 20 grand for sure, at least, because, yeah, stuff's expensive these days, hey? Yeah, for sure.
And have you had any inspiration from any kind of spiritual influences?
Wouldn't really say I have, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe, I guess, like, I don't know. Certain life concepts as you get older become a lot more prevalent with my songwriting, you know, like concepts with like death and like, I don't know, accepting things the way they are in life. I think you kind of reckon with those things as you get older, and you know, when you have people around you who are at that stage of life, I think, you know, I've definitely been really reflective, I guess you could say, like spiritual awakenings in those times. So yeah, I guess so, yeah, for sure. That's a really good question, actually. Yeah, I guess I have, yeah.
Have you had any dreams that have found their way into your songwriting?
Nah, man. I have a friend, though, who fully dreamed he made a guitar riff, and then he actually made that riff, and it sounded great. We actually released it, which was cool. But yeah, I've never had that. I'd love to someday, though. But yeah, I've had a friend who just, fully dreamt of making a guitar riff, and then he made it. He was like, remembered how it sounded, and he just, made it. But yeah, hopefully someday. That would be very cool and magical if that did happen. But yeah.
Yeah, that recall's brilliant.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So, do you have any political affiliations that you want to shout out?
Nah, not yet, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Definitely not the blue team.
Yeah.
Definitely not them. Not a fan of those. Bit skeptical of the red team as well, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind the green team though. They're all right. They're pretty. They seem to be doing a reasonably good job, I feel. Well, trying to anyway, with the circumstances they're in. Yeah. Definitely say our band's quite left-leaning for sure. Well, very much left wing for sure. We released a song a few months ago that's quite political actually. So but definitely have some. I think if you listen to that song, like the lyrics, you definitely would get some sort of political orientation. You could get some gauge on the political orientation we have. Yeah, we're definitely like a left-wing band for sure. If you want to call a band that, you know. But yeah.
Well, it's your call. I appreciate fearlessness in songwriting.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. Yeah, definitely. I think, it's how you feeling, you know. You should be, you should be feel empowered to say it, you know. No, definitely, man. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, music's such a powerful thing, and if you use it for the right cause. Like, you know, calling out human rights abuses and stuff like that, you know, I think you can really, like, you know, help make a difference and start some important conversations for sure.
On that, is there any particular human rights abuse that you feel like showing with the world that needs to be changed?
Oh yeah, man. Well, in that song we released, you know, we talk about what's going on in Palestine right now. We talk about how the Queensland government's like severely hindering like bodily autonomy for women as well. You know, I think those two things like really hit close home for me. I think they're really important topics to talk about because they shouldn't be happening. You know, it's kind of messed up, especially in 2025. You'd think by now we've come like a certain way through so much terrible things that have happened in history, but we're still learning from them and not really preventing them from happening again, which is quite sad, to be honest. But yeah, I'd say those two things I really think should be changed, I think.
You want to quickly define bodily autonomy, or not? It's a big concept.
Yeah. So it was like mainly just talking about the women's right to like get an abortion was like a big talking point in the state election last year, and yeah, I just think like we shouldn't be talking about that because it's someone's right to make a decision on their body. You know, it's like I got a tattoo because I felt like getting a tattoo. You know, it doesn't affect anyone else except me, and yeah, I think it's weird that narrative changes when we start talking about a woman's body. You know, I think it's kind of messed up. And yeah, that's what I'm kind of hinting at. I also think like things with our health minister preventing transgender kids from getting like gender affirming care is also like a ridiculous violation of bodily autonomy, I think. And yeah, stuff like that. Especially it's sad it's happening in our own state right now. But yeah, things like that is what I'd say, yeah, really affect people's like right to bodily autonomy, I feel, and creates a really dangerous precedent for some people. Yeah.
Okay, well, we have to agree to disagree on some things, but it's been a pleasure having you on my channel.
Thanks, Daniel.
God bless you, my brother.